Okay, this syringe is going to have to do a lot of work. Oh, get on there. So I'm putting it on with a GABA hot glue, which you can see is not quite melting or drying. It's melting. Left my hot glue gun on too long. I'm gonna do that at about a 45-degree angle. Okay, somewhere in there. We want it to push that arm up. So probably not a terrible idea to lay this dude flat when you're doing it. Then it won't go crazy. I'm gonna turn some things around here. There we go. And at about a 45-degree angle. Okay, then you can see I got it laying flat finally, and it's going to stop moving around. Let that glue dry. Now I'm just checking to make sure that my syringe didn't get glue on it to keep it from moving. Let that glue dry really well. Don't put your finger in it, it's hot. Boys, it's hot. And then we'll figure out the linkage from here to the arm. I drilled 3 holes here. I drilled 3 holes up here. And I want you to experiment. But I want you to kind of learn. What you should recognize right away, based on even the stuff we talked about with the trebuchet, is that if the hole is back here, it's going to take more force on this arm to lift this longer arm. Okay? Remember the 4-to-1. If we move it to the middle, a little less force here, because we're moving the pivot point forward, we'll move the arm farther. If we go even farther into the 3rd hole, takes less force because the pivot arm is closer. Now, we're pushing rather than pulling here, but I think the same would be true. For us, then we need to figure out the linkage between here and the holes. What is it going to take to lift this arm? 1st hole, 2nd hole, 3rd hole. I don't know. I haven't played with it yet. So we'll find out. Okay, with this thing laying on its side, the glue is dry in my syringe. And so then I just got to figure out my linkage. And these are those paper clips shaped like little pretzels. And I think that we'll be able to get a couple. I got 2 pieces of linkage out of 1. So I'm going to use this piece of linkage. And I've just been playing with the length, trying to bend it, and it's going to be shaped like a Z, I suppose. And I've just been playing with it to see kind of where it's going to go in. I'm going to try, if I try this front hole, it's hard to do one-handed, sorry. If I try this front hole, then I think it's going to bring my arm down lower. Come on. Being a pain. And if I put it in the back hole, I think it would push my arm up higher. And so I got my syringe and I've let the water out 1,000 times, and finally I think I'm going to stop doing that. But you can see it's pushing my arm up. When I pull the syringe back, it's going to allow the arm to drop down. Gravity is going to help. Right now I don't have gravity on my side. So play with that and just figure out the length of the linkage. My linkage might be too long, which I think might be causing me some trouble. So I'm going to try bending it in different spots. I'm going to try it with different holes. I think right now I might be in the middle hole in the back and the front hole in the front, but I'm just going to try different things. The key is getting your plunger on somewhere at the 45. I might have gone a little bit steeper. I might have gone a little bit farther where the top is up here and the bottom goes down to give it more lift. But I want to make sure that it can come down and grab stuff off the ground too. So this one was actually easier than I thought it would be. But get that dude glued into place and then start bending linkage. You might even try with some easier to bend wire and then go to this thicker stuff after you played with it a little bit. Then you don't have to fight with the bending of the wire as much. So see what you can do with that, and then we're about there. Yep, you guessed it. I pulled the plunger too far, spilled my water, but what I'm finding is that when I do press that and pull without friction, this would work a little bit better. The air is hurting. See, it's kind of dragging a little slow. The air is hurting, so I got to fill my plunger full of water again. But I don't have the weight on it, and a little bit of friction on the table is stopping my arm, but it is moving up and down. So I think we'll be good. Once everything is dry, I'll give it a try.